I used this exact liquidity strategy to see if I could pass a funded account, and the results are shocking. So as we see, price is currently bullish on the 1 hour time frame, so we drop down to the 5 minute to get a better look. Then we identify engineered liquidity, and then we identify an area for our entry. As you see, we get a reaction from one of these order blocks. Then we end up breaking this high, which is a good enough confirmation for me to go long. Now we are sitting at just under $400 in profit. Let's move on to the next trade. As you see, price is still bullish on the 1 hour time frame, so we drop down to the 5 minute. Then we identify zones price could possibly move away from. Now we just wait for price to engineer buy side liquidity. Price engineered liquidity, so I'm comfortable with taking this buy here to target the high. Alright, so that was obviously a loss. Now our equity's at just under 50,000. On to the next trade. So currently on the 1 hour time frame, we are still bullish, so we will be looking for buys. We still have the engineered buy side liquidity above, so price wanted to retrace a little bit lower. So if we look to the left, we do tap a 5 minute order block in the 1 hour range, and we do get a 5 minute break of structure. So since we tapped an order block and we broke structure on the 5 minute, I'm comfortable taking this trade. This will be my second trade of the day. If it loses, I'll be done. And it has a great risk to reward, so might as well. So that trade indeed won, and that puts our equity now at 51,331.66 cents. On to the next trade. So again, the 1 hour is still indeed bullish. As we see, we are engineering some buy side liquidity, so if we can find a possible way to enter, we will target this liquidity. So since this fair value gap is so huge, I would not expect price to go below it to the order block, so this is going to be my potential zone to enter off of. So now we're just waiting for price to enter the zone. We are officially in the zone. Now we want to see if we get a decent reaction to target higher to that buy side liquidity. So I was thinking about entering here, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think I'm going to wait for a little bit more of a reaction just for a confirmation. As we see, price gives a little bit more of a reaction. So I'm going to go ahead and enter here, set my stop loss at that low, and target these highs and see what happens. Alright, so that trade indeed was a success. It brought our equity up to $52,128. So let's get on to the next trade. So you guys might get a little bit annoyed, but once again, the 1 hour is bullish. If you see here, we identified buy side liquidity that was engineered. So we're going to see if we can find a way to target this. And this is going to happen sometimes, but unfortunately, this is a missed trade. I did not see anywhere to target buy side liquidity, so I did not enter any trades. However, once again, the 1 hour chart is still bullish. It is very, very bullish in this session. So we can look for buy side liquidity to be engineered and possibly go for longs on the 5 minute time frame. So I drew out a zone that we could potentially enter on, and there is some buy side liquidity above. Is not that prevalent, so we will see where this goes. So I'll go ahead and just wait for a solid reaction to see if we are going to go bullish. You see this reaction here, I like that, so I'm going to go ahead and buy, place my stop loss below the order block, and target the buy side liquidity. Alright, so that trade hit take profit as well. So we're sitting at $52,637. We are less than $400 from passing the challenge. Let's get to the next trade and see if we can pass it. Alrighty, so if we look here, we are still bullish on the 1 hour, and then we actually did indeed tap into a 5 minute order block, and we have some buy side liquidity above. So I am thinking of potentially taking this trade just because it meets the same criteria as basically every other trade. But I don't really like that engineered buy side liquidity until now. I really like this buy side liquidity. This is basically equal highs, so I'm going to wait for it to go down a little bit, and then I think I'm going to take my entry here, target, probably place my stop loss a little bit below the low, and never mind, that basically stopped down immediately, so fail. So our equity is currently sitting at $52,236. All we got to do is make a little bit less than $800, and then we pass. Let's get on to the next trade. Alright, so I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. It's looking like it broke below that order block, so we are potentially bearish right now. The only thing I'm looking for is the same thing I was looking for before, but since we're bearish, I'm looking for price to generate sell side liquidity, engineer sell side liquidity, and then we could potentially target that. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so looking at this, price is still bearish on the 1 hour time frame, and as you see right here, we do generate sell side liquidity, so I will potentially be looking to go short from this bearish order block if price comes back into that. So let's see if price does tap it. Price taps it, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and enter and target that sell side liquidity, which is also trend line liquidity, and let's see how this trade plays out. I'm gonna cover just above the order block, and I'm going to target below for a decent RR. If this wins, we will win this trade, or we will actually pass the account. So fingers crossed. Let's see. My gosh, it's taking forever. Hold on, we're almost there. Boom, there we have it. So we have our equity at over 53,000 plus an extra $77. So we were able to pass this account. Well, pass a figurative account backtesting this trading strategy with liquidity. So now it is finally time for what you guys might have been waiting for, to look at the stats. So we see one trading session, which is just one backtest, 71.4% win rate. Obviously our balance is $53,077. I believe that is 5 wins and 2 losses, so not too shabby. If you guys enjoyed this video and maybe want to learn a little bit more about this strategy, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for the best Forex educational and futures educational content. I'll see you guys in the next one.